still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. You don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. Sit back, don't miss nothing. Got the scoop on lock.
Hey guys.
Spilling all the tea while it's still
Hey, how's everybody doing, y'all? I had the opportunity to read this Tyler Perry lawsuit because I wanted to read it. And y'all, Tyler Perry is going down. I don't know what evidence he got, but we gonna get into what the document says with regards to the allegations and everything that's being claimed that they, this guy is saying that he did. But before I get into it, I want to address one thing. I want to address one thing. Something just shocked me today. Remember, I said I was reading the Tyler Perry stuff because I wanted to kind of read it before I jumped on. And I don't know if y'all got a YouTube channel. Do anybody have a YouTube channel? And I forgot to say, hey, chat. If you got a YouTube channel, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't, then don't put nothing. So let me kind of explain to y'all how it works on YouTube. If I go to YouTube, it shows me people videos. I don't necessarily have to be following them. I just see their videos. So as I was scrolling, now y'all do be telling me stuff and I really appreciate it, but I was just scrolling, minding my own business, and this video came up. And I said that I wasn't going to respond, but okay, Melvina, okay, good. You got a YouTube channel. Okay, good. So I got shocked because I was just minding my own business and a video came up and a person was talking about me, and it really shocked me because I was like, I don't know this lady and I don't understand why this woman just continually, but let's get into it because I said, you know what? I'm going to respond to her because, I don't know what this lady problem is, but let's get into it.
Anyway, I'm digressing. Ooh, y'all get mad every time I bring up Portia's name. People get mad. Look, speaking of Portia, here's a good story about Portia. Okay, Portia appeared in court. Okay, and another blogger, y'all better not say her name in this chat because we don't like each other. She don't like me, and I don't like her. It's okay because I don't even know that woman.
So I don't know why this lady continually says that I don't like her. I don't know this lady, never met her. In fact, when I was, joining YouTube, I saw a video that she did and I joined. We were just having conversation. I never knew that now all of a sudden I didn't like her. I don't know this woman. I really hope that she gets the help that she needs, okay? Because I don't know why she continually talks about me. So she said that I don't like her. And I just want, hopefully she watches, she watches the video. Ma'am, I don't not like you. I don't know you. So I started to really cuss this hoe out. But I said, I really don't have to, because when I go into YouTube, there is so many people that have already did that. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna cuss her out. I'm not, because it seems like that's what she wants. So what I thought about is, I said, this woman, something is wrong with this lady. I said, this lady has a problem, okay? And this is what I came up with. I said, something is wrong with this lady. She has a problem. And I came up with this right here.
Okay. The unadulterated truth is that Michelle Brown is sick in her head and she needs to be examined by a doctor.
And I said, that is it. The girl has a problem because I never met her before. I joined her live. I was very nice to her. And then she's making videos saying that I stole her stuff and I put my logo or something over it. And then I started to think, I said, you know, when I joined YouTube, it's been almost 2 years. She had the same amount of subscribers that she has now. So I thought about it. I said, so if I stole something of hers, then why didn't it multiply her channel like it multiplied mine? So I'm not understanding why she continues to make up these lies. Michelle, I cannot wait till I see you, girl, because you're gonna have to repeat everything that you've been saying. Because I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. You're gonna tell me all of this stuff that you've been saying. You like to play internet games, and I was gonna get on here and read you, but then I realized I don't really have to because it's been done so many times. And I feel like you need to concentrate on your body. You know, there is a rumor, you know, they say that you have a smell. And I think you should get into this.
That people who dislike people do. That's what she does. But what is sad about it, and where I will always win over Michelle Brown, and why Michelle Brown is always going to be mad, is because everything Michelle Brown has tried to do against me for over a decade has not amounted to a pile of shit. She ain't stopped nothing. Michelle, you big, fat, funky, frowsy bitch. And I'm going to do you one better. While we on the line, Oliver saw your ass at the Nene Leakes show, and he came back and reported that you still just as musty, still just as stink, and still just as funky as you was 10 years ago when me and you stopped talking, when me and you used to go to dinner and you smelled bad. Why you sitting up on your YouTube always talking about me, you fat, funky, fish-smelling, frowsy, fat bitch? You need to take your ass to the nearest Epsom salt factory and sign up for a customer appreciation tour, and you need to be somewhere talking about that. And you need to soak your big, fat, funky, frowsy, fish-smelling ass in a tub of apple cider vinegar. Michelle, undeniably, you sit on social media and make up stuff about me. You do.
So I said, you know what? I'm not going to go there because there's so many videos that I can find where the people are already going there. So what I learned is when it's the same person that constantly have problems, it's you because, ma'am, I don't even know you. I'm not understanding. But this is one thing that I also want to tell you, ma'am, because I'm just like, I mean, I don't understand. You know, and Funky said it, instead of, you know, having an issue with everybody because you're miserable, here's my gift to you. Okay. I will buy you a whole case of this stuff. You know, it says a musty vaginal odor is often associated with bacteria. Is it vaginosis? Treatment usually involves prescription medication, either oral or topical creams from a healthcare provider. So I just feel like you should probably take care of that, ma'am. I don't know you. I mean, how could I not like somebody that I don't know? You keep making these videos saying that I don't like you. Michelle, grow up. Okay. Now, let's get into Tyler Perry. Y'all, let's get into Tyler Perry, honey, because this is looking very bad. Let's bring it up right now. Tyler Perry. Wait a minute. Let me stop sharing, y'all. Wait, I'm not sharing. Tyler Perry has been accused of pretty much, well, let's bring it up. Let me bring it up, y'all. Let's bring it up. Let me bring it up. Because I was like, what in the world is going on? Tyler Perry. Where is it? All right, here we go. All right, y'all. So here we go. I'm going to share this with y'all. Let's share this. Share screen. All right, y'all. So here's the lawsuit. It is 45 pages. Now, this is so bad for Tyler Perry because he is being accused of 10 different things. Now, if y'all don't know, he is being accused of SA. You all know what that is. Can't really say it on YouTube. Environmental harassment. So he's been accused of SA and then quid pro quo SA. Now, for those of you that might not know what quid pro quo is, I had to look it up. That is related to workplace SA. He's been accused of workplace gender violence. He's been accused of violation of the Bain Act, battery. Y'all know what that means. SA again, negligent retention, retaliation. And I just want to go all the way to the bottom because I read it. This man is being sued for 200, not 200,000, $260 million, y'all. Let's bring it up. Is it right here? No. $260 million is what he's being accused, what he's being sued for. I'm trying to find it. Is it all the way at the bottom? So he's being sued for $260 million. So I kind of read this. So let me kind of give y'all a high level overview, and then we can kind of get into some of the, what is they call these cause of actions. So we can get into that. So let me kind of tell y'all what is in there. I'm not going to kind of go word for word, but pretty much what this guy is saying, and it's this guy right here. This guy right here. Now, I don't know if you guys, had the opportunity to ever watch The Oval. I've watched it. He has played, on that show. Pretty much what he is saying is that Tyler Perry used his position and his status to pretty much control him. He also said, in so many words, when things did not go Tyler Perry's way, that ultimately what he's saying is that he was fired. Now, the most compelling part of this entire court filing is that this guy saved messages. So he actually have messages where he is saying that Tyler Perry was trying to get in his pants, if y'all know what I mean. He also, talk about an incidents where Tyler Perry had asked him to come over. He stated that he had got intoxicated, and he stated that Tyler Perry told him, instead of driving, you can stay here. The man said that Tyler Perry was allegedly in the bed with him. Now, the interesting part about this story, y'all, there was another guy, and I cannot remember his name, but he came out on Instagram. I cannot remember that guy's name. He worked for Tyler Perry. He never mentioned Tyler Perry's name, but he alluded to it was a big person in the industry that we would never, ever consider that it was them. And he actually told a similar story. He talked about being intoxicated. He talked about being at this billionaire's home. And then he talked about this billionaire trying to take advantage of him. Now, if y'all remember how this went, what ended up happening is he never said anything else about it. So the streets is saying that allegedly Tyler Perry paid him off. Now, this guy who goes by the name of, what is his name? I think it's Mr. Dixon. Mr. Dixon actually met Tyler Perry through someone else. So it almost seemed like, yeah, Christian Keys, that's his name. So it almost seemed like, y'all, when I read this, and it doesn't say this in the complaint, but you know how you read and you're trying to draw conclusions. Reading the complaint, it almost seemed like this guy that is suing Tyler Perry was actually put in the vicinity of Tyler Perry just so Tyler Perry can actually pick him, because it was almost like a spontaneous thing where Tyler Perry was like, I want you to try out for, one of my shows. And then the guy ended up getting it. getting apart, but it almost seemed like, Tyler Perry wanted him, all along. That's kind of what it looked like. But in the complaint, pretty much what the guy alleges is, we went over like the different charges. Now, in this complaint, and this is what I was saying, he provides text messages. He goes on to say the reason that he pretended to not so what he did, let's say, Tyler Perry was trying to, advance him and, make, sexual talk to him. He would say he would say, I'm not sexual. So he felt like, and this is what he's saying, he felt like he actually could not say no because he said he felt like his job would be in jeopardy. Now, one of the things he did, though, he said he started to collect evidence. He said because in collecting evidence, he knew, that, at some point he may need evidence. Now, he goes on to say that Tyler Perry told him that, in so many words, he said Tyler Perry pretty much told him that if he didn't obey, that he would lose his job. So Tyler Perry went on to tell him that, there were he didn't, well, how can I put it? Tyler Perry told him that, in previous times that he had killed off people. When I say killed off people, how, he has his show like the Oval and somebody may die or something. So he felt like Tyler Perry was, killing off the, the cast or whatever when he didn't like them. So ultimately this guy, he lost his job, and, Tyler Perry, he's feeling like Tyler Perry actually did it because he did not go along with, pretty much what he wanted to do. So in this complaint, what this guy does is he gives descriptive incidences. And y'all can see it as text messages. Within these text messages, these are, explicit messages where it's really seeming like Tyler Perry is really trying to get with this man. But in his response, he's not really biting. He's kind of like throwing Tyler Perry off. He's not really saying exactly, no. So let's kind of get into it. Let's get into it. So what the complaint, at least, we can read some of it. So what the summary of the complaint pretty much says is it says that Tyler Perry is a powerful media personality. And they're saying that Derek Dixon, who was a professional actor and screenwriter, what they're saying is that Tyler Perry used his position to coerce and SA and exploit this man. They're saying that Tyler Perry initially promised him a career that he would be able to advance within. They're saying that Tyler Perry provided him, different opportunities. And one of these, I don't remember exactly where it is on the report, but Tyler Perry had bought him a car. It goes on to say that this guy actually had a roommate. And in this complaint, it states that Tyler Perry wanted to pretty much control him and did not want him to live with his roommate. So therefore, he allowed him to stay, in one of the, houses, on set. So basically what they're saying, and this is, kind of reminding me of everything that's going on, with the Diddy case. So in this complaint, it pretty much said that Tyler Perry is a very powerful man, that he's worth $1.36 million, and that he used his fame to basically victimize people and use his power and his money to get away with it. That's pretty much what this complaint says. But the crazy part about this complaint, y'all, why do they reference Tyler Perry to Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and Sean P. Diddy Combs? So I'm just like, Tyler Perry, child, you is going down. Somebody said his job will be in jeopardy. Yes, those those text messages, I was cringing in these text messages. I was so cringing. So they don't compare Tyler Perry to all of the other people, that's out here allegedly doing the same thing. So in the complaint, it talks about Mr. Perry sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not purchase, a SA relationship with a man who would remain silent. Now, within this complaint, it talks about how Tyler Perry told Mr. Dixon, basically, he told him, don't tell anybody. Like, look, what we have going on, don't tell anybody, which is it's given so many things. So in this report, or I should say complaint, what it's saying that Tyler Perry wanted from him is ultimately what it's saying is Tyler Perry pretty much was going to take care of this man. He wanted him, for sex purposes, and he did not want an emotional relationship with him, and he wanted to pretty much keep it on the down low. In this complaint, it says that Tyler Perry pretty much leveraged his money, his status, to pretty much be a predator. And that's pretty much what it says. Now, in here, these text messages are so they're not good. The text messages are not good. So let's just get into this one. Tyler Perry says, why did that photo make me jealous? You two together. So in a complaint, Derek Dixon talks about Tyler Perry allegedly being jealous of him being with another man. Now, if you look at this guy's reply, his reply is actually kind of off, but I could imagine, after reading this, it seems like he was pretty much just saying anything to try to not, seem like, that, he wasn't with it or whatever, but he was just like, saying anything. Like, look at his response. It says, ha ha, I don't know. Really didn't make sense. And then he says, it's just Brad, LOL. So Tyler Perry says, LOL. And then Dixon says, he just wanted to go for a quick walk to get his steps in. And now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself, LOL. And then Tyler Perry says, thick Derek, get that Chipotle. Ain't that so crazy? I'm just like reading this, like what? So Tyler Perry, I don't know how this is going to go. And it, within this complaint, what it really says is that Tyler Perry consistently reached out to this man. A lot of times he did not reply. It said that Tyler Perry seemingly became irritated and then started calling him Derek. So, I mean, here's some more text messages. It says, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? What's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? And I believe Tyler Perry was referencing therapy because Dixon essentially said he was in therapy. I think that was kind of his way of saying that he couldn't have sex with him because he was in therapy. But I believe that was just his way of saying it to try to not say no. Because within the complaint, what he actually alleges is that he felt like, he would be terminated and that he would lose his job. So here it is, your boss texting you, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? He said, and then Tyler says, yes, it's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. So then Dixon replies, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist, that's so cool. Where you came from. So if you listen to this guy's responses, it seems that he was just really trying to say anything because his responses really don't make a lot of sense. But if you read the complaint, he pretty much says that, he was just really going with the flow. And then Tyler Perry responds, it's just really, these messages are extremely, extremely, extremely weird. Now, on page 6, it talks about how Dixon pretty much did his best to kind of tiptoe around Tyler Perry because, as I stated in the complaint, it stated that, Tyler Perry was being pretty much aggressive, toward this guy. But it seemed like he didn't want to get fired, or maybe thought he was going to get fired. So he, his responses was a little bit weird. And it seemed like essentially he had told Tyler Perry or something that he was in therapy. Okay. Now, it's within the complaint, it says, that Tyler Perry was throwing out all kinds of, sexual innuendos, and ultimately told him that his character would die in the next season. Now, Dixon essentially felt like his character was going to die because he would not give in to Tyler Perry's advances. It's pretty much what this says. Now, in the complaint, it gives different descriptions of different times that different things happen. Now, what I did notice in this complaint is the laws, obviously in California, are very different. This lawsuit was actually filed in California, and what it did is it addressed Georgia. What it stated is a lot of these actions that were listed in this complaint actually happened in California, but it also essentially said that, being if, some of these had happened in the state of Georgia, that they wanted whichever law, was more strict, is pretty much what they were saying. Now, again, it just goes into different, situations. It kind of, pretty much says the same thing over and over again. Now, it talks about factual. No, I'm not going to get into that because that's pretty much. So let's just kind of go down. Okay, now listen to this one. Now, I thought this one was kind of crazy because keep in mind, he has all of these text messages. One thing this guy did is started to collect the text messages. He said, now this is from Tyler Perry, allegedly, I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind. Y'all, really? Imagine your boss sending you something like this. I'm just like, this is absolutely crazy. Now, this is in the text messages, and this is how the guy replies. You can kind of tell, that he's feeling a little bit weird. He says, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. So it seems like he's maybe just saying anything to, not make Tyler Perry angry. We'll get into this, y'all. Dixon goes into a situation where he says that Tyler Perry physically and violently grabbed him by his throat, attempting to physically choke him. And then he said, Tyler Perry said this, wow. Tyler Perry said, wow, look how excited you just got. You do like that. So it's just like, huh? And the guy went on to say he was horrified, he was shocked, and he was in a panic because he said that, Tyler Perry violently grabbed him. So like I said, in the report, he just references multiple instances, multiple text messages, from Tyler Perry, basically trying to get in his pants is pretty much what he's saying. So let's kind of go down. He goes, on to say that, he felt like he would ultimately pretty much lose his job. That's pretty much what he said. More text messages. This thing is 46 pages long. Now, he lists various text messages again where Tyler Perry was constantly reaching out to him and he was pretty much ignoring him. Tyler Perry sent him a picture. He says, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. And Tyler Perry says, nice picture with a, quotation mark. I'm sorry, question marks. And then he says, great, amazing, awesome picture. And then Tyler Perry says, you don't see that stud in that nice picture. So you can kind of tell that this guy, it seems like he is very much uncomfortable. Now, what, Dixon's attorney goes on to say is that, these text messages is pretty much proof that this guy was harassed sexually. Okay, so that is pretty much what his attorney is saying. I'm not going to read this whole thing, y'all. I mean, it's 46 pages. I pretty much read it. It's giving you different instances in which different stuff happened. I want to get down to the bottom, because in the bottom, what they do is kind of break everything down again in the complaint. They just go into specific specific instances. Now, they talk about the first cause of action. Remember, y'all, it was like, let's go up to, let's see, it's 10. I think it's 10 different things that they're saying he did. So they go into saying the plaintiff incorporates by reference and realleges herein each and every one of the allegations contained in the preceding and foregoing paragraphs of this complaint as if fully set forth herein. He goes into saying that at relevant times, Mr. Dixon was an employee of Tyler Perry Studios, or TPS, and Mr. Tyler Perry was responsible for the hiring and firing of Mr. Dixon as defined in California. Mr. Dixon was an actor on the set of a show that Mr. Perry was producing for TPS, which is Tyler Perry Studios, and was therefore providing services to TPS and Mr. Perry. And they were involved in a business relationship, which is subject to, and they give you the code. It said Tyler Perry made unwanted SA advances to Mr. Dixon. Tyler Perry also made unwanted verbal and physical conduct of a SA nature. The terms of the employment, the job, the benefits, the opportunities for continued work, additional pay, and other favorable work conditions were made contingent on Mr. Dixon's acceptance of Tyler Perry's SA advances or conduct. It says that Mr. Perry made it clear to Mr. Dixon that he would kill off Mr. Dixon's character if he did not indulge in Mr. Perry's SA situation. After Mr. Perry made his move and SA'd Mr. Dixon, Perry offered Dixon the opportunity to make a show if he remained silent about the assault. So what they're saying pretty much, now they get into the quid pro quo arrangement. Now, quid pro quo is quid pro quo. What that means is it's like you work somewhere and your employer is pretty much having you do something, or they're SAing you, and you feel like if you say something, you're going to be fired. So that's kind of like what they're saying. They're saying the environment was quid pro quo. Eventually, Mr. Dixon could not continue working given the continued quid pro quo harassment. The work conditions were such that Mr. Dixon was constructively terminated. So he's pretty much saying, I mean, he was terminated. It was too much. He was terminated. So that is pretty much what it says. And it kind of repeats everything over and over again. It says at relevant times, Mr. Perry was a supervisor or agent as defined in the California law, with the ability to affect the terms of Mr. Dixon's employment and his work contract as a further direct and proximate result of the defendant's aforementioned conduct. They're saying Mr. Dixon suffered physical sickness, physical injury, body pains, anxiety, worry, embarrassment, and humiliation, injury to his professional reputation, mental anguish, emotional distress, and post-traumatic stress disorder in an amount to be proven at trial. Now, what they're saying is this guy, Mr. Dixon, is further entitled to recover reasonable attorney fees and costs and prejudgment interest in connection with this matter. Now that's the first cause. We got 10 of them. Now the second cause, what y'all saying in the chat? What y'all saying in the chat? Tyler Perry just needs to live in his truth. This is a lot. Like, this is a lot. I was reading this like, what? Now, the second cause, y'all remember, it's 10. Work environment harassment. Now, Mr. Dixon incorporates by reference and realleges herein each and every one of the allegations contained in the preceding and aforementioned paragraphs of this complaint as if fully set forth herein. I'm not reading that again because just repeat it. He said at relevant times, Mr. Dixon, he was, employed by Tyler Perry, and Mr. Perry was the one responsible for hiring and firing him as defined by California law. It said Mr. Dixon was an actor on the show. He worked for Tyler Perry Studios, and therefore he was providing a service for Mr. Perry. It says Tyler Perry made severe, unwanted SA advances and made unwanted verbal and physical conduct in sex nature toward Mr. Dixon, which caused the work environment to be hostile, intimidating, offensive, oppressive, and abusive. Now, they go on to say a reasonable person in Mr. Dixon's circumstances would have considered the work environment to be hostile, intimidating, offensive, oppressive, and abusive. This is a lot. Mr. Dixon's circumstances considered the work environment to be hostile, intimidating, same thing, offensive, oppressive, or abusive, and as a result, he was terminated. I'm looking to see what y'all saying in the chat. Now, let's just go down because a lot of this, they just repeated over and over. Now, the third cause of action, SA, in defined relationship. Now, I'm not going to keep reading the same stuff over again because it's irritating. So it pretty much say the same thing. He worked for Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was the one that was, his immediate boss. It says that, this action, which is the SA, it said it caused the defendant Perry. What is this? Wait a minute. It says physically, psychological. Wait a minute, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to read this. It said defendant Perry used his authority to coerce and exploit plaintiff to spend time with him on several occasions so that the defendant Perry could physically, psychologically, and or emotionally through force, manipulation, emotional abuse, intimidation, and retaliation, that they're saying that Tyler Perry abused him. These acts were done for defendant Perry's sex gratification. Woof, woof, woof. The fourth cause, workplace gender violence in violation of California, and then it gives you the code. Same thing. It says that Tyler Perry was his boss. He was responsible for supervising him. And they kind of, repeat the same thing over and over because this is just how court documents go. Now, in this one, it says that it talks about the California code. It says any person who has been subjected to gender violence may bring a civil action for damages against any reasonable party. The plaintiff may seek actual damages, compensatory damages, punitive damages, injunctive relief, or any combination of those, or any other appropriate relief. A prevailing plaintiff may also be awarded attorney fees. So y'all get the gist of it. It's just the same thing over and over. So they just pretty much lay out the same thing. It's redundancy. They also say that he retaliated against this guy. He was ultimately let go, and they are suing him for $260 million. But if you guys look in the in the lawsuit, although they asked for $260 million, what they say in there is pretty much they'll leave it up to the jury. What y'all think he gonna get? I mean, this is a lot. You know what, Boggs girl? There was somewhere in there that it said that he actually filed a complaint. So he said he filed a complaint, but I guess nothing happened. So allegedly he started collecting his receipts. Now, I don't know how many of y'all in the chat have ever filed a complaint. Has anybody ever filed a complaint? Because if you've ever filed a complaint with your job, number one thing you need to have is receipts. You got to have receipts. So, you know, when I read it, it said something about he did file a complaint, but then it says that they didn't do anything. So it looked like he did report something at some point. Let me see if I can find it in the complaint. But I know it was in there because I've read it. Let's see if I can find it. Yep. Yep. Okay. Here we go, Boggs girl. Right here. I found it. So here it is. So he did report it to the EEOC. So let's see if I can. Okay. Right here it says, rather than continue down this path, Dixon took the heroic step of reporting this harassment to the EEOC. So he did report it. After reporting this SEX harassment, defendants did not make any investigation into the complaint and did not take any steps to prevent further harassment from occurring. Because defendants took no action to prevent further assault or harassment, Dixon had to quit his job working on the last season of The Oval. Dixon did so even though he was under contract to finish filming and stood to make close to $400,000. Dixon did not want to be SA harassed or be placed in danger of SA assault again. So it says that he actually filed a complaint. See, like I said, I don't know if y'all ever filed a complaint against y'all job, but pretty much, I mean, you can file a complaint. If they don't do anything about it, it's just you filing a complaint. But I don't know, y'all. This is really, really bad. Okay. Oh, okay. I have when I was younger and they transferred me and nothing happened to the manager. Right. They normally don't do anything. So, you know, within this complaint, what he said is he just started collecting evidence, which actually is pretty much what you're supposed to do, because even in a situation where you file a complaint, they always ask you for your evidence. So this guy is asking for $260 million. I don't know, y'all. They saying Tyler Perry is fighting it, but it don't look like a win to me. It's disgusting. HR is to protect the company, not the worker. Absolutely. And here's the deal, though. Even if it was, I'm sorry, it don't look consensual. I can't even lie. It does not look consensual. I mean, I can read it again, but judging from what I've read, it does not look consensual. And I'm going to tell y'all this. When you work, you know, like if you're in a leadership position or if you're like a manager or supervisor, you can't date the employees. Like you cannot date somebody that you're supervising. So even in that situation, it's still gonna not be good for him. So I know they said that, you know, he was fighting it. And I think I read somewhere where, you know, Tyler Perry said that, you know, it wasn't true. It looked like it's true to me. So I don't know what y'all think, but it looks very overwhelming. I mean, but we don't know because, I mean, again, you know, I know Diddy is on trial, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When they had charged Diddy, I thought that they was gonna have a lot more evidence than they have now. So we just have to see, right? What else y'all saying in the chat? Somebody said Tyler Perry needs to live in his truth. Yes, full of life. Christian never mentioned a name. He said a Hollywood billionaire. Tyler is not a Hollywood billionaire. He's a self-made black. Huh? I mean, that's just a play on words. That's just a play on words. So because he said that he wasn't self-made, yeah, I don't think that really matters. That's pretty much just a play on words. Remember, Hollywood turned him down. Tyler would never text. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's why, you know, they're going to go to court. So, I mean, again, all we can do is read this stuff. Like I said, when they were saying that they were charging Diddy, I just knew, you know, he had been, you know, locking somebody up or tying them up. This whole trial, nobody, you know, all of these people had, you know, they could have left. So I don't know if, you know, Tyler Perry is fighting it. So we got to see. I believe the gentleman, remember Christian stated on the video, he had a pen. Yes, I remember that. I do remember that. And if y'all remember on Christian Key's video, he said a similar thing. Remember y'all, he said that whoever this billionaire was, he never mentioned the name, but he indicated that he would, you know, there was a situation where he had got intoxicated and this person told him to stay over. And then he said that this person ended up in his bed. Now, I remember that he said that. Soon, Tyler Perry Studios will become Dixon Studio. I mean, Tyler Perry is worth, they said 1.38 billion. So giving him 260 million, he'll still have a lot. Tyler will walk away from this. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know if y'all watch the Diddy trial. I don't watch it as much, but in all honesty, you know, when you have good lawyers, they can make something that look bad look not so bad. So we have to see, because we don't know, you know, we just read the documents. We don't know, but I can tell y'all this though. Back, you know, they've kind of been saying this about Tyler Perry for a while. They've been kind of saying about this, you know, about Tyler Perry. I remember about 10 years ago, when I had moved to Georgia, but I had ended up going back home. My sister friend was actually seeing Shaquille O'Neal, and somehow I had gotten a picture and I had posted it or something I had did with a picture, and the blogs had somehow got my picture, and then they had reached out to me and they were like, do you know anything about Tyler Perry? And I was like, well, what do you mean? And they was like, well, do you have any pictures of him with any men? And I was like, no. So I think they've been saying this about Tyler for some time. Hey, Aaron, welcome to the channel. But I'm just looking to see what y'all saying in the chat. I mean, here's the deal, y'all. I really like Tyler Perry. This is really bad. I mean, listen, I don't know what these people do, and they, you know, when they, you know, getting freaky or what, but I mean, I like me some Tyler Perry. Somebody said he can't get out of this one or manipulate anyone. Hush. Yeah, this don't look good. This don't look good. Somebody said, hello, can you do Fat Joe next? New Diddy lawsuit. Oh, y'all, I don't know. Y'all, this Diddy stuff. What do y'all think gonna happen? I don't know. I'm kind of like, at first I was kind of thinking he was gonna get off, but with now, you know, they had taken away 2 jurors. I don't know. But I do feel like if he get convicted, I think that he has a really good chance on appeal. I really think that. Soon Tyler Perry Studios will become, what else y'all saying? But other than that, I don't know. We just have to watch it. And then let me look. There were some more documents. Let me just check it. But when I went, because I actually got all the documents. So there actually is a court date. Let me just look. But there's a court, I think it was like in October. There's a conference on October the 15th for this case. I don't know. We just have to see. We have to see. Very interesting. We just have to see. You said, unfortunately, you said you don't think Diddy getting off, or Tyler Perry Celebrity Style Magazine. My thing here, the cooking channel, like, why do these people get themselves in these type of situations? Like, why? You want to just force somebody to do something? Like, bro, please. Like, I don't know. Like, you gonna just force somebody. You are a billionaire. You can't be messing with regular people. And why are you messing with your workers? Like, that's crazy. Somebody said, I don't think he's getting off. You said Diddy. And you know what? I don't know, because I've watched some of it, but judging from what they just did with letting those two jurors go, it seems like they playing kind of dirty, because now, from what I've saw, that they're, they rested the case, and or getting ready to rest the case. I said, so why would they rest the case and then let the jurors go? They playing dirty. Who's willing to? Right. Yeah. I don't know what these people are doing, but just think about, these people are billionaires and getting sued for all of this money. This is crazy. I think it's something that turns them on with maybe people who may not be like sexually interested, because why would you do this? If y'all rewatch the Boondocks, they had him down to a T. This is not his first allegation. Which one? You smell Tyler Perry? The Boondocks. What is the Boondocks? Yeah, y'all, they getting sued. It's like you got Shannon Sharp, Tyler Perry, Diddy. Who else? What is up? Everybody just going down. So yeah, so Kay said, my thing is, if he did not like the advancements, why not explicitly say no in the text messages? And you know what? The interesting part is Tyler Perry said that. He said, if you don't like it or whatever, I don't remember the exact words that he said. He said, just say no. So here's my deal. With a lot of these cases, and maybe even this one, I feel like, even in this case, Tyler Perry had bought him a car. I feel like, these people want to benefit probably from something, or, in his case, he said he felt like he was going to be fired. Maybe, he felt like he was going to be fired, but who knows? He did, though. The thing with this guy, though, he did file an EEOC complaint. So he actually did that. Somebody said it's up and stuck for the BD Deviants, right? It was an animated series. It used to air on BET. Oh, I never watched that. Diddy is guilty and will do time. People are killing me, blaming victims and what they should have done. Everybody is not a victim, Sonia. Everybody that claims a victim is not a victim. Jane Doe was having freak offs without Diddy. So how is she a victim? She's no victim. She's no victim. Everybody that claims to be a victim is not a victim. And Jane Doe is a hoe. I mean, she's no victim. The juror is not privy to what's going on with Diddy. How is this not a mistrial? I don't know. I have no idea. Cat Williams said people were going to be exposed. There have been rumors for years about Tyler. Yes, that's what I was saying. There have been rumors for years about Tyler. That's what I said. Like 10 years ago, I had a picture of, because my sister's friend was messing around with Shaq, and I had a picture, and they were reaching out like, do you got any pictures of Tyler? And I'm like, Tyler. So yeah, they've been talking about Tyler for a very long time. But I don't know. Christian Keys came out. He never mentioned Tyler, but for some reason, people were thinking that it was Tyler. If Dixon accepted that car, Tyler lawyer gonna, oh, absolutely. Yes, he accepted it. He accepted. So he accepted the car. He also moved into Tyler Perry Studios. I guess, he has houses and stuff. So he moved in. So listen, and that's what I said. When you have a good lawyer, they can spend anything. So of course, Tyler Perry gave another employee a truck because his car stalled on him and made him late for work. So purchasing a car for an employee is not, well, and it's definitely not unusual for Tyler Perry. Exactly. So, that's why I said we got to kind of wait and see what actually comes out. And when I mentioned the Diddy case, what the reason why I brought that up is because when they talked about, him being charged I really thought about R. Kelly. And the reason why I thought of R. Kelly, because they kept mimicking the cases. But when you listen to the Diddy case, it is not the same as R. Kelly case. Them women that live with R. Kelly talking about they couldn't leave, like they were locked in rooms. That's not the same thing with the Diddy case. So excuse me, but I just don't understand how a person is victimized when they can leave, and then they have text messages where you are wanting to do the freak off. You want to do the freak off, but you're a victim. I believe, and this is just how I think because I am a woman, women can be very manipulative. I know this because I'm a woman. And sometimes with women, which those women testified on the stand, they wanted to be with him and they wanted individual time. So what I get from them is they're a little bitter because, for one, Daphne or Daphne or Jane Doe, you were paid thousands of dollars. So tell me, how are you a paid victim? Make it make sense. So I don't know. Yeah, miss me with it. I don't think she's a victim at all. Yes. Oh, it's painting Saint Tyler. Tyler Perry gave. Yeah, so we'll like I said, we just have to see. We have to see how this is going to end. Tyler Perry said he is not going down without a fight. And that is pretty much what is going to be, because he said he ain't going down without a fight. It's always money settlement and never criminal charges. Right. Exactly. Why is it like that? Why is it? You know, if you guys think about, the Cassie situation, what we saw, I mean, we saw, Diddy abuse her. We know he did that, but I just always felt like, if somebody did something to me and you felt like they needed to be in jail, I would probably not even think about the money. So it always, seems a little different when the first thing come to a person's mind is the money. Not saying that you can't sue them, but when you sue them first, it's kind of telling me that you wanted to make sure that you were going to get your money. And then, so I don't know. I think with this Diddy situation, it is, some women that was a little bit bitter, because when you go on the stage and to stand and say, you really loved them, you wanted to spend time with them, it's not giving force to me. It's just not. During the time this guy moved in the studio during the pandemic, he wasn't the only one. From Sisters and other TV shows were staying. Yeah. And in another part of the complaint, he goes into saying that, it was during the pandemic that they were there. And you know what? Now that you're bringing that up, in the complaint, it says that pretty much Tyler Perry wanted him to kind of live on set or whatever, so that he can have control of him. But then it did. In another part, it talks about, it being quarantine and that everybody was there. So of course, I'm sure, Tyler Perry lawyer is going to bring that out and be like, now, wait a minute. You were what now? Who else was there? So we have to see. I wish they would reactivate the Notoria victim case from the shooting. I met her. Did I tell y'all I met her when I went to Florida? Well, they're not going to reactivate it because they feel, well, y'all know how the justice system goes. Somebody was convicted. It just wasn't Diddy. He wasn't convicted of that. Somebody was. It just wasn't him. So I don't know how they will be able to do that. Kind of know how the justice system works. Once somebody is convicted of something, it's a wrap. So yeah, I met her. She actually lives in Georgia. Yep, she lives in Georgia. But why is this not a criminal complaint? This is within the limitations. I don't know. I'm not saying TP is innocent, but it's just some funny stuff within this. You know what? That's a good, and who knows? Maybe after, it goes to trial or whatever, who knows? Maybe they will. I mean, y'all know what I was thinking though. I feel like, with the Diddy situation, if he wouldn't have settled, I think maybe he would have a different outcome, because then he would probably be going to trial with Cassie about this. And then maybe they would charge him. So I don't know. Maybe, who knows? I have no idea who makes the determination about who they decide to charge. I have no idea. I was in the Carter Hotel the night of the shooting and saw them running out. Oh, are you talking about the Diddy situation with the Natanya Rubin Boggs girl? Wow. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I feel like, with the Diddy situation, I feel like he's done so much that people kind of just want him to be locked up. That's kind of what I feel. Oh, you were there. Okay. Oh, you were there. Okay. What you see? What you see, Boggs girl? So I don't know, how they're gonna handle this. Y'all gotta know, money. When you got money, you can do things. They probably ain't finna charge Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry gonna have like 10 lawyers. So I don't know. You said it was chaos. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, and then y'all gotta understand, people have a right to, present their legal defense. He's saying it's a lie. This guy is saying that it happened. So we have to see. You said, I'm sorry, what is the Natanya case? I'm going to bring it up. Natanya, I know I'm saying it wrong. Give me a second. I'm going to bring it up. So she is a girl that was actually, she was celebrating. Is it Natanya Rubin? Okay. She was actually celebrating. Natanya Rubin was celebrating, and she happened to be in a hotel. She happened to be at a hotel celebrating, and she was pow-powed in her face. Let me see if I can find a video of her. Let me see if I can find her. Okay, this is Natanya Rubin. Okay, so who said something? Y'all said that y'all didn't know who that was. Okay, here's Natanya Rubin. Let me kind of show y'all her. Okay, this is Natanya Rubin. So she was pow-powed in the face.
Now sharing her story. Natanya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999, and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days.
Okay, so that's it. It has music, so I got to take that off. But that is Natanya Rubin. Let me see if I can find another one, because I don't know what that music was. Natanya Rubin. Let me see. Here's one.
Just put that right
Okay, so here's another one. Okay, y'all can see
out here now. Everybody's like, oh, we know Shine was innocent. No, you don't know a daggone thing, because he's far from innocent. Back in the days, there was a podcaster, and I'm sure you may be familiar with him. Do you remember Combat Jack podcast? One of the early days? Of course.
So that's Natanya Rubin. Somebody asked. She was actually a victim. She was at the New York nightclub, and she was in the face. And she said that Diddy and Shine both had pow-pows. You said, Boggs girl, do you think he will enforce an NDA if he settles? I don't know. I mean, they done filed the case. So what's the NDA? Because the man done told everything. She says she is willing to remove her eye to extract the bullet fragments from her face. To this day, she did say that. I hope he don't settle. If he settles innocent or not, that would not be a good look. I would think he was guilty of something. Well, I don't think Tyler Perry is going to settle, because, I mean, y'all think about it. Generally, people settle because, you're going to keep it quiet. It's not going to come out to the public. It's already out in the public. And to be honest with y'all, with all of the stuff that happened with Diddy, I know Diddy wish he hadn't settled. I don't think these celebrities are willing to settle anymore when people are filing lawsuits and it's out loud like that, because That's what everybody said about Diddy. Oh, he paid the money. He must be innocent. I don't think Tyler Perry is going to settle. I think he's going to take this all away. Diddy didn't settle. She sued his companies and they settled. And if Diddy would have settled, yeah, Diddy settled. Diddy is his companies. He most definitely settled. You thought he didn't settle? Who did you say he? You said she sued his companies. You do know Diddy is his companies. Oh, he most definitely settled and he paid her. He settled. Yeah, he did. When she first came to him, the feds would have never picked up the case. Oh, you said oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, if he would have settled. But you know what? I think regardless that the feds was going to pick it up, because I believe in that whole situation that her and her attorney had some involvement in it. So I think it still would have been the same. I think Diddy would have still really had the same, everything would have still happened the same for him. It doesn't necessarily mean guilt, but more to move on. Right. It doesn't, but the public gonna think you guilty. I think his corporate insurance paid out. Right. I mean, whoever paid out. I mean, yeah. Diddy was mad he had to pay her. I mean, I think Diddy is probably concerned about going to prison for the rest of his life. Now, I don't think, based on what I heard, I mean, here's my deal. I mean, I hear about people having threesomes and all sort of, things. It didn't seem to me to that level. I mean, I didn't hear about nobody being tied up. So I don't know. I just feel like, Diddy's reputation is a little flawed and people just don't like him. Did the tape coming out with Diddy seal his fate? Diddy did not pay Cassie. Mm-hmm. If Diddy paid her or his companies paid her, it's still his money. So does it matter? He did have to pay Natanya. He did pay Natanya, but Natanya also said that people had put her car on flat. So she said a lot of things happened to her. So she pretty much said that she was harassed. That's what she said. She said she was harassed. And I also, realized, and this is just the world that we live in, it really doesn't matter what women do. It just seems like women are always protected regardless of what they do. Because even in the Diddy case, you have, what's the lady name? Jane Doe willingly said she wanted to do it. And for some reason, people overlook that. So I think they definitely played a part in it. I thought Diddy paid. Yeah. Yeah, I know companies have insurance because I've had several businesses. That's pretty obvious. Like, yeah. I think the evidence is leaning more to RICO regarding trafficking of illegal substances, bribery, and arson so far. It's sad. I felt so bad for Natanya Rubin. Yeah. Yeah, I met her. She's a sweetheart. Yeah, so yeah, he kind of in a bad situation. We'll have to see. Have y'all been watching it? I haven't really watched it. I normally will watch a few channels to give kind of like an update, but I haven't really been watching it. I know I heard that they're going to rest the case, that they're going to kind of getting to the end. I think the evidence is leaning more to a RICO, trafficking of illegal substances. Okay, I read that. Yep. No, Natanya got his liquid cash. Yeah, she lives in Georgia. Like I said, I met her. She's a sweetheart. She said that she had been saying for years, she said nobody would listen. I don't know. It seems like everybody is scared of Diddy. For whatever reason, they scared of Diddy. You're not following the trial. The Enrico was proven. Was he guilty? I think I said that I'm not following the trial. Did I not say that? No, I'm not following the trial. I said I've watched it, then I haven't watched it. But I think it's proven when he's guilty. Has he been found guilty of anything? I don't think so. I know I haven't saw that. So RICO is proven when he's guilty. I have been keeping up. It's been something. Oh, you've been keeping up. I wanted to go to the courthouse. I'm afraid I may. Oh, Boggs girl, you in New York. In one video, Jane Doe hugged Diddy's lawyer. I heard about that. I heard about that. In one video, Jane Doe hugged Diddy's attorney after her testimony. I don't know if that means anything, but it does look very. Listen, I heard about that. They was like, what is going on with her? Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, she's a little peculiar person. And then they say Diddy is still paying the woman's rent. Now, how crazy is that? As of Wednesday, they got the 2 counts of RICO. So has he been found guilty? I haven't been watching it. I mean, I haven't watched. When you all say they got the 2 counts of RICO, has he been found guilty? No, the prosecution hasn't rested their case yet. The defense. Okay, so he hasn't been found guilty yet. The big problem with this is that after the Me Too movement and Diddy and Bill Cosby and all the others, how stupid would Tyler Perry have to? But how stupid would Shannon Sharpe? Like how these men are, these men are really, really dumb. I mean, just, you still got Shannon Sharpe. What's up with him? And then Diddy, I mean, did we not see R. Kelly? Like, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what is going to happen. The prosecution is supposed to be done next week. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I'm not following the Diddy trial like that, but I'll see like bits and pieces. And I thought I heard something say that they were going to be done by next week. That's why when somebody was putting in the chat, they proved RICO. I'm like, oh, he was guilty. I missed that. No, I'm not following the Diddy trial. I watch it from time to time, but I'm not following it like that. Oh, Boggs, you say you are 3 train stops away? New York is very, very expensive. Very expensive. Some of those bloggers should have got like places together. They would have saved a lot of money. I'm going to have to go back and see what's going on with the Diddy trial. But I mean, I know the Jane Doe chick was on the trial. I mean, she was on the stand for it seemed like 2 weeks. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't kept up with the trial, so I really don't know. I mean, I heard that, they had removed the 2 black jurors, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know. I don't know." Yeah, I'm not following it. Not at all. I should go and give you some intel. Yeah, you should go. You should go. I heard they acting a fool out there in New York. I said, ooh, never. I heard they clowning, getting into it with each other. Absolutely not. The word on the curb is the prosecution only need to prove 2 of the 8 counts of RICO. Oh, that's bad. We don't know anything until the jury deliberates and the verdict is rendered. Why are some of you saying that anything? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are some of you saying that anything was proven for a fact? We just have to wait. I'm not saying guilty. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't been watching it like that, but if he was guilty, I know that would be all over the TV. And I know I haven't saw that. So that's why I was like, wait a minute. I don't think he's been found guilty. Also, once the prosecution rests, the defense gets to go. Right. So I don't know. But I did hear about Jane Doe and her peculiar actions when she exited this, when she got off of the witness stand. So like I said, I haven't been following it. I feel bad for his daughters. Oh no. I'm not from New York. I am actually from Wisconsin. Oh no, not New York. You said you thought I was from New York. If I was from New York, I would probably go. But New York is expensive. It's very expensive. No, I'm not from New York. Also, once the prosecutor rests, yeah, not New York. No, ma'am. Yes, Boggs girl, go on down there. But I don't know. They saying that you got to get there super early, otherwise you'll be in the overflow. Did y'all know that? You have to kind of go super early. And some people was, paying people to wait in line with them for them. So I don't know. Don't know. But no, I am not from New York. No, ma'am. I had an aunt that lived in New York, but I have never, I've never been to New York. Never wanted to go. They say it, I've heard that it's crowded, it's busy. Not 2 jurors, 1, and he's black. So wasn't there 2 jurors, y'all, that got put off, or just 1? I heard 2. She said, I knew you were from the Midwest, from the way you say car. Okay. So wait a minute, y'all. So there were only 1 juror? Okay, y'all gonna make me look this up because I know I saw they said 2 jurors. See, I got to look this up now. I know it was 2 jurors now. Now, Sonya, girl, I don't think you following the trial. Because I know I saw that on multiple channels. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, Sonya, because Sonya talking about she following the trial, right? But look, I'm about to show you what it say. Because I know, I haven't been following it, but like I say, I follow, some people from time to time. So this is what it say about the Diddy trial, because Sonya said it was 1 juror. It says, in Sean Diddy Combs' trafficking and racketeering trial, 2 jurors have been dismissed. 1 juror was dismissed for providing inconsistent information about their residence, which is crazy because they've been there the whole time. And the 2nd juror was dismissed due to a potential improper conversation about the case. So it was 2 jurors. That's what it says. I know I saw that. I think you're saying, okay, so I think we're talking about different issues. Now, I know yesterday they said a juror called out because that person was sick. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. Just 1 so far. The 2nd juror may be was it 𝐿eKysha Campbell. So there was a juror yesterday that was sick. I'm not talking about that person. There were a total of 2 people that they had dismissed. You said, didn't 1 have her title? I don't know, but I know yesterday, if y'all noticed, nobody was really talking about the case because what they had said was that court was canceled. So essentially, you know what, Kay, it is. Let me show you. It's online. There were 2 jurors. It's online. It's right here. Look, I'm gonna share my screen right here. And y'all see that? 2 jurors. There were a total of 2 jurors. You said the 2nd juror got a text message. So they said 1 was dismissed for providing inconsistent information about their residence, which is so crazy because y'all kept these people the whole time. And then a 2nd juror was dismissed due to a potential improper conversation about the case. So look, they said juror number 6, this juror was dismissed after it was revealed that they provided conflicting information about their place of residence during jury selection and later during the trial. The juror initially stated they lived in the Bronx with their partner and daughter, but later indicated they were living with family in New Jersey. That's crazy. The judge determined the lack of candor warranted dismissal. Now, the 2nd juror, a 2nd juror was dismissed due to a potential improper conversation with a former colleague about the case. That's odd. The juror's phone was inspected and the judge made a decision to dismiss the juror. Oh, maybe they put some. Okay, so that's why you said a text message. Huh. So they had said something about the case. Yes, Sonia, that's another one though. That's another one. Oh, so they had said something about the case. Okay. The dismissals have led to delays in the trial, with the judge needing to replace the dismissed jurors and alternates. The defense has argued that the dismissal of the first juror, a Black man, was racially motivated. So I guess, that second person had said something about the case. Who knows what that person said, but I don't know how they found out that. And I would love to know what it was that this person had said. But, it kind of looks like a dirty tactic, though, because y'all almost done with this trial. And they were also saying what was that they felt like, the prosecution was trying to get rid of, that man because he was Black, because, you probably thought that he was going to maybe, vote in Diddy's favor. Because what I did learn, though, with regards to this trial, is they have to get every single juror to vote guilty for him to be guilty. Everybody has to vote guilty. I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? Word on the curb, the text message asked the juror, was he or she? Oh, what? So the text message asked the juror, was he or she on the Diddy case? That's it? Are you kidding? So a yes or a no got the person dismissed? I thought that it would be something else. Because that's it. Well, if that was the only reason why that person got dismissed, it do seem like they trying to get rid of the Black people then. Because if somebody asks you, are you on the Diddy trial, and you say yes, then you just get kicked off the trial? That's crazy. 2 were dismissed, but someone in the chat was asking if the person with vertigo was dismissed, and I was saying no, they were. Yeah, that person was just out sick. Yeah, I heard about that. And what they said was that was yesterday. They said yesterday that court was canceled. Oh, so they didn't. Okay, Boggs girl. So they didn't want people to know who the jurors were, I guess. So the person got dismissed for that. Okay. Okay. I got you. Okay, so like I said, I didn't know. I have not been watching a trial like that. I'll do, a brief catch up depending on who doing it, but I haven't been watching it. It's taking all day. Like, I cannot watch what's going on the Diddy trial. It's too much. Okay, so then that's why they got dismissed. I wonder who the defense is going to call. I think they are done. Aren't they done calling people, or are they still calling people? Y'all, whoever been watching it, let me know, because I do not know. I have no idea. Is the defense calling witnesses? I don't know. I thought they were probably just going to do a closing. Messenger from the spiritual army angels. Thank God Tyler Perry is exposed. He was getting on my last nerves, seducing everybody and getting away with it. He's a fraud. I mean, it's some weird stuff going on. It's some very weird stuff going on. It's some weird, it's crazy. Like, imagine being a billionaire and this is what you doing, allegedly, because what if this man lying? What if those, what if, I don't know. We just have to see. It is said they don't want juror tampering. They are still calling people. Brandon Paul is supposed to. So is Brandon Paul testifying for Diddy, or is, like, I don't know. Like I said, y'all, I have not been watching this. I have no idea who's. I'm over it. I'm over the Diddy trial. I don't know. Is Brandon Paul, is he like a Diddy witness? Is he a state witness? I have no idea. I have not kept up with the trial. The trial is depressing. I can't watch that. It's too depressing for me. It's very depressing, at the least. So what y'all think gonna happen with this Tyler Perry mess? What y'all think gonna happen? Somebody said, I want to hear from Farnsworth Bentley. They said Farnsworth Bentley got a wife, kids, and he living his best life. Oh, so Brandon Paul is testifying for the prosecution. Okay. Yeah, Paul is. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. I mean, yeah, I heard. I mean, they've been talking about drugs the entire trial. Each side gets a turn. Prosecution goes first, the defense goes, both sides. Well, how are they closing next week then? You said each. So, he's a state's witness, if I remember correctly. I thought everybody was a state witness. Who on there was Diddy witness? Yeah, the entire trial. Well, here, exactly. It was just too much. It was too much. Ain't no meat worth me losing everything now. Right. Yeah, the Diddy trial was too much. All of the how, they was doing it and this. Listen, I don't want to know that. I wanted to know about the people that was being forced, and I just wasn't getting that. You're not supposed to discuss the case. The defense has started yet. I don't know who would want. I guess. I mean, has anybody ever been on a jury? Because they don't even pay you nothing. I think it's like $30. So they don't pay nothing. So I wouldn't want to be on nobody's trial. I would sue Diddy for having to listen to and watch the FO videos. I would have begged the judge to not be exposed to that. What if he get a not guilty verdict, y'all? What if it's not guilty? What if it's not guilty? Oh, I got a cough. But if he got to go to jail for the rest of his life, his daughters, wow. They already don't have a mother. And now they father. I didn't know Diddy was on, drugs like that, though. Apparently, he was on drugs pretty bad. Boggs girl, you said if he is innocent, you said New York will riot. Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, the defense is trying to get a mistrial. They are. He is going to do more damage if he is found not guilty. He might not. He might, change his entire life. So you think so, Boggs, or are you saying New York City want him to go to jail? And that's what I'm saying. It just seemed like a lot of people. So when I look at the trial, like when I look at like evidence and stuff, I try to take feelings out of it. And I think a lot of times, when people look at stuff, you are so thinking like, oh, he did this to the woman or this or that. So when I look at it, I try to not look at that because you'll come overwhelmed with emotion. You said Diddy's side didn't do very good, I guess. Oh, wow. And that's what I was saying. It seemed like everybody wanted to go to jail. That's what it seemed like. And, they've been saying for years that Diddy ain't a good person. Right. Yeah. Diddy got some problems at the end of the day. He definitely got some problems. They said he was in a hotel with that baby oil a day or so. Girl. Exactly. Essentially, you knew that it was a possibility that you was he knew that he was more than likely going to be charged, and you still doing it. That's how you know something is wrong. He got some issues. They said that, and I don't know if this is true, but they had said that his mother used to have something going on. Did y'all hear that about like when he was young, she would have these wild parties? I don't know, but it's crazy. It's, what's the craziest part though? How people work so hard to, to be able to provide for their families. And then you got these millionaire, billionaire people, and this what they doing with their life. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you don't have nothing else to do with your life. And in fact, if this what you want to do, I'm sure it's a legal way you can do it. Like, you out here committing crimes. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, he was not guilty before, and they said he committed that crime. I mean, sometimes people get off and they're guilty. I mean, I know a bouncer that worked at Justin's restaurant should ask him if know about them parties. Yeah, they said that you know, his mother used to have some pretty interesting parties. I heard he said he liked, oh my goodness, he said he liked what he saw. I mean, because that's crazy. Talking about baby oil, blood, like that just seems out. That's crazy. That's crazy. Then having sex with people you don't know unprotected. That's crazy. He may as well come out and say he's non-monogamous like Nick Cannon. I mean, but I think he always said that though. Because from what I watched, I know, some of the girls, like, what's her name? The Jane Doe, she said that he told her that, he messed around with other people. If he's found out guilty, the government will charge him again. I don't know. Look, like I said, I don't watch it. I'm tired of hearing about, the freak offs and they sex life. Like I don't want to know. Well, the government is very adamant about locking him up. Now, they are definitely adamant about locking him up. I mean, the man been sitting there since last year without a bond. They don't even want to let him out. So he been sitting there all of that time. And think about it, y'all. He was willing to give a $50 million. Wasn't it 50 million? Yeah, he was willing to give them $50 million to get out. And they didn't even they didn't even take it. So they are adamant. The most shocking thing that I have learned about him is that he has a little Tootsie Roll. Girl, you say he has a little Tootsie Roll in his pants? Not Diddy got a little Tootsie Roll in his pants. I want to hear from the guy that was paid to knock off Tupac. She said the most shocking thing that I have heard about him is that he has a little Tootsie Roll in his pants. I'm done. Is Jane Doe the one whose friend dated him first, or was that Mia? She never said who the friend was. Well, maybe she did. Like I said, I don't really follow it like that. I don't know. I don't care, but why do society have to pay for your childhood trauma? Everybody, because you know why? Because this is what I learned. Childhood trauma is something that you have to correct as an adult. And guess what? People don't correct it. They just don't. People, you know what I've learned? People never take responsibility for the things that's, wrong with them. It's easier to point finger at other people. So the average person is not addressing their childhood trauma. I mean, people just don't. Tootsie Rolls will never be the same again. She said Tootsie Rolls. I stopped listening to the trial when they talked about all the girl. Okay. But here's my deal. This is what was left out of the trial when I watched it. They talked about sores. They talked about UTIs. But what about them STDs? Okay. I know it was some STDs. They ain't talk about that. Because I'm like, y'all got UTIs, sores, and somebody had some STDs, okay? Because there would be no way. I'm like, y'all haven't unprotected. No, somebody had some STDs. Yeah, she said her friend was dating him first, but her friend left America and never came back. Right. Was that the friend that got married? Because I remember she said the friend got married. But Jane Doe was a dirty hoe anyway, because being that she is supposed to be the rapper baby mama, you knew that your kid's father or your son's father didn't even, and you still, yeah, she was too much. Yeah, Jane Doe needed to go, okay? Because she was too desperate. He's being sued for having a pickle the size and girth of a giant Tootsie Roll while trying to grape someone. Stop it. So he being sued for having a little pickle, or wait a minute. Wait a minute. All that money and can't fix that problem. He being sued for having a pickle the size and girth of a giant Tootsie Roll. Oh, it's too funny. That's gross. Well, maybe that's why he was doing a freak offs. Oh no. I don't know, but why he was having so many? Well, I would say, he was having the women because he had the money, because they would show, I guess they wanted the money then, because why they was there, somebody he had a pickle the size and girth of a giant Tootsie Roll. What? Little deal Diddy. Not little deal Diddy. Little deal Diddy. Baby bye. Not little deal Diddy. Little pickle Diddy. Not little deal Diddy. Not. No, ma'am. But little deal Diddy. Y'all is tripping. Not little deal Diddy. I haven't even kept up with the lawsuits. Diddy has so many lawsuits that I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even really talking about Diddy no more. It was just too much. Little Daddy Diddy. Y'all is crazy. Not little Daddy Diddy. Little deal Diddy, little Daddy Diddy, little Diddy Diddy. Just a little period. Baby. So I got some, what y'all say? Portia lawyer saying, man, I was just finna speak on that. I cussed that man out. I mean, it's just like, why you keep emailing me? I'm like, dude, first of all, I said, you know what? I said, F you. Like at this point, stop. What are you constantly emailing me? I said, listen, if you're going to file. Why do you care? I said, dude, F you. Like seriously, stop sending me messages. Cause for one, Portia is mad. She's mad. And in all honesty, y'all, I thought about it. I missed out on so much stuff that I didn't really even tell y'all, because I was trying to give y'all really like a high level overview of what happened. So I got a whole bunch more stuff to tell y'all that I left out. So I'm just like, Portia, if you mad, wait until tomorrow, because I didn't even pull out everything. I was just trying to give y'all everything because it was just so much footage, and then I had to cut it down, and then it was long. It was just too much. So it's just like, I'm not thinking about Portia. Like I told her attorney, I said, no, stop contacting me. I said, file your lawsuit, and then my lawyer will reach out but my lawsuit. So other than that, I was like, get the F off my phone. Well, I'm sorry. He texted. I said, don't text me no more. Or wait a minute, I'm sorry. He emailed. I said, don't email me no more. Like, what are we talking about? And let me just set the record straight. The reason why Portia can kiss my ass is because I already appeased her one time. And I believe because I did that, the hoe trying to play with me, she went to YouTube on a video. So just so y'all know, let's say you got a video of your house, right? But let's say you put the video on YouTube. So if you put the video on YouTube, anybody can see it. So there was a video on YouTube of Simon's house because it is in Simon's name. And I did a video and I was sharing that video. She went to YouTube and told YouTube to have me take my video down. So the hoe been doing a lot of stuff. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take it down. Only because, listen, girl, I took one video down. And the only reason why I took it down, because YouTube has their own policies. Portia went and said that basically I was showing her house. Well, I was literally just showing the video that was already online. So the video that was online, it was already there. So it's just like, ho, don't keep doing it. I'm not taking down nothing. You're mad because they say that you allegedly got bad credit. And here's the deal, y'all. She got to have bad credit, because if you didn't, why would you be mad? You see what I'm saying? Because let me kind of tell y'all this, which I didn't say. One of her friends, no, you know how people talk, but one of her friends who allegedly said that the girl got bad credit. So, I mean, that's what the girl said, that she had bad credit. What you mad for? I mean, you can't get mad at me because, I mean, I think she do got bad credit, because if you didn't, why you mad? Why you mad? Also in court, what they said was that, and we kind of knew this already, but what her attorney said is, she may not be coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I forgot about that. She may not be coming back. So she's trying to get it together. Think about it. What if they don't bring her back? I mean, I think that they will, though, considering that the show is a flop. But one thing that her attorney said is, her job can be in jeopardy. So she's trying to go and clean up, YouTube. You're not cleaning up over here, because I'm going to keep talking about you because you are on the show. Okay? Portia. Yes, Portia. Anything she saw on the public is fair use, right? And let me just tell y'all this. People get mad when you tell stuff about them and they don't know how you found out. People talk. And see, the thing about Portia is, a lot of people just don't like her. They just don't, because they say that she's not a good friend. Right. The truth can't be erased. Exactly. You not knowing how much a mortgage that you paid is on the transcript. So when you're asked how much did you pay for the mortgage and you don't know, or you say 2,000 or 3,000, and then somebody else says 50,000, did you really pay it, or did you just lie? Because guess what she never provided? Receipts. Where's the receipts? She had this glamorous spreadsheet saying she paid all of this, but no receipts. Girl, bye. If she doesn't have bad credit, she doesn't have the right income to debt. Right. I mean, girl, that 50 G's. I mean, you got to really have a really good work history. And being that, she testified in court that, she would have to work for 3 years to build herself up. So how are you going to refinance the house when they allegedly say you have bad credit? And then you said that you needed to work for 3 years, which means you still have 2 to go. But if Simon ain't paying, then who's going to pay? It don't make sense. Well, the thing about it is, here's the deal. If I was in court and I'm coming back from court saying what happened, how the f- is that defamation, ho? How? Are you dumb? Oh, she is dumb. Why did I say that? Portia can go to hell, okay? The courthouse is a public place that is paid for by citizens. Yes, and I'll go get the transcript where she didn't want me there. Girl, but here's the deal, though. You want to be a reality star, but you cannot take the pressure of the public criticizing you. Get off the show, because I'm going to talk about you until the end of the season. Then once the season is off, then I won't talk about you anymore. But I'm going to continue to talk about Real Housewives. I'm going to continue to talk about the court hearing that I attended. Portia spends more than she makes. She will never catch up with those financial. Absolutely. I mean, y'all know, I mean, it's like I said, it's so much that happened in court. She's in court. Imagine being a reality star, you in court asking the judge to make your ex-husband, who has been deported to Nigeria, give you a car because he won't reinstate the tags. How do you have an expired tag on a Rolls Royce? That is Bama. How? A Rolls Royce with expired tags? Where do they do that at? How? A Rolls Royce with expired tags. Somebody make that make sense. What, ma'am? You're riding around with a Rolls Royce with expired tags. Yeah, that don't make sense. Then if you're gonna have, expired tags, get a Geo Metro or something, because that's just ghetto. It don't make sense. It just doesn't add up. She out here looking dumb, but hey, it's your decisions. It's your decision making. I mean, and then just think about it. Your first marriage, you didn't get anything, right? I mean, she testified to that. She didn't get shit, right? Then you're in your second marriage and you running around here laughing. You think it's a joke because you think you ate and you didn't, because Simon said he ain't paying you. So she mad. She mad. I have no idea. I have no idea. You say, have you found out who her father is? That's who she need, her damn daddy, and chasing after all these men and these dicks. That's what she need to find out. She better sell that house. Listen, if it was me, I would sell it. Why would you even try? Think about it. Do you know how hard you're gonna be working to pay $50,000 a month? Girl, good, sell it. I mean, you can find a very nice house for not even, I mean, girl, you can find a nice house for $6,000. Like, are you crazy? And then here's the deal. With this market, is she really gonna sell that house? I don't think so. I don't think that she's going to be able to sell that house. But this is what I learned in life. What you do eventually comes back to bite you in the ass, It comes back, people seem to think that, she had them deported, allegedly. And, if you had them deported, you didn't think about the implications of somebody being sent out of the United States, because guess what that was? In all honesty, that was a cool break for Simon, because he can go on live his life in Dubai. In the next 3 years, we got a new president. He can come back and guess what? They still can't do shit because it's over. It's a civil matter. Right. Yeah, she should keep her house, the one she can afford. But when you're trying to, and that's why you have to be comfortable within yourself. You shouldn't be looking at somebody else's life trying to do what they doing. Live your life and be comfortable in your life. Shamia, her friend, she got a husband. She got a real marriage. She seemed to really love her husband. Stop looking at that woman and live your life. So you said Affair, isn't she older than Lauren? Right. But I don't remember, but I know when we watched, what is it, Portia Family Matters, her relatives was saying some real interesting things about her mama. So, but you can, I don't know if y'all can tell, but Portia has a lot of childhood trauma. I don't know if y'all could tell, but she definitely has some unresolved trauma issues. You have a daughter and you still running after men for money. Now, I'm not saying you should marry somebody that's broke, but I also don't think, you should be meeting men, moving them in your house with your daughter that you just met. Hosea Williams is Diana's father. I don't know, y'all. I'm so confused. Y'all gonna make me look it up. I don't remember. Like, I really don't. Let's look it up. I don't know. I thought you're right. I'm confused. I don't know. I'm confused. Who is? I don't know. So this what it say, y'all. Look. Y'all said, who is Portia's father? I'm like, girl, I don't know. Gotta ask Dirty Diana. But this what it says online. It says Hosea Williams II. I don't know. But somebody said Hosea Williams is Diana's father. But it says Hosea Williams II is Portia Williams' father. I don't know. I remember Hosea Williams. I think that's what they said, but I don't remember. I don't remember. And then somebody said Hosea Williams is her grandfather, but I don't know. And then maybe it is. You know what? You are right. No, that's not right. Sorry. Okay, you say no, that's not right. I don't know. Y'all confusing me now. Y'all confusing me because on here it says that Hosea Williams II, but that could be her grandfather. That it could be. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Don't give me the line. I would have to go back and watch the show. I don't remember. Yes, Dirty Diana. Dirty Diana. Yeah, I don't know who her father is. I don't remember, to be honest, but seemed like she didn't really have a good relationship with him. Cause it seemed like, all she go after is dicks. Hosea Williams is Portia's grandfather. Okay. So y'all say Hosea Williams is Diana's father? I'm confused. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't remember. I don't remember who her father is. I really don't. Well, we know Simon is living his life, y'all. Let's see what Simon Gubati is doing. Y'all, let's look. Let's see what Simon doing. Let's see here. Simon is living his best life. It's Simon. What is that? Simon in Dubai. I know he's glad to be out that damn jail. I would never come back to the United States. Don't play with me. Simon said, hasta la vista. I don't got to never come back there. Let's see what Simon. So this is the first one that he had posted. He is back. My heart still full of love for this life. Actually, even more now. This is what Simon posted. Somebody says, wait a minute, Boggs girl. You said his third wife. I believe that when I was in court, that Portia said it was like in the number 5. So don't quote me on it, but I think that he is past number 3. I believe that's what she said. So that was one of his first pictures that he posted that he out, but I think he posted this one too. Yeah, because it says 14 hours ago. In the UAE, even the simplest meal is a masterpiece. And with each memory, I ache for the life I left behind just 4 months ago. Happy Thursday. So what they saying in the comments? So the comments look good. They liking Simon. So yeah, I mean it looked like it. What's that one? Oh, Portia Daddy is Hosea II. You said he on the roll. If I wasn't married, I would let Simon take me out. Somebody said I could use okay. Listen, if he gave Portia 30K, he gonna give you 60 because we know that 30K is for the used up hoes. Okay. So if he gave her 30, you gonna get 60. Simon, look, I'm sure he did lose weight. I think I saw something where he was saying that the food was terrible. So I'm sure he did lose weight. I mean, the food, yeah, he does look like he lost. I mean, he does look. Let me see. I'm gonna have to look at the old pictures. Yep, yeah, he does. Because if you look at the old pictures, Like if you look here, oh yeah, he definitely lost weight. Because these are the old, yeah, he definitely lost weight. Yeah, he did. I'm sure his ass was hungry up in that place. Simon and Portia both got what they deserved. This is what they wanted. Yeah, it kind of feel like they kind of tried to get over on each other, don't it? It does seem like that. It does. It really, really does. But hey, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Portia wanted the mansion. Hopefully she can pay for it. Because girl, I would sell it and move somewhere where I can easily pay. Because who wants to be working their damn hands to the bones to pay a mortgage? You got to be dumb to do that. Simon looked good and his money is still long. I mean, Simon he's 63 years old. I mean, this is a 63-year-old man. So, I mean, he up there in age. He up there. So he a old dude. He ain't young. He not young. He is not young.
Still too hot, Lakeysha Keysha. Don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop.